going to be doing a little bit of drawing here to get the layouts for the next series of art tutorial kind of stuff. It's more experimental. So like check out the technique, see if you like it, and test out your own uh, style and subject matter. Right now I'm just have a like a rough layout for something I want to do. So we're gonna tighten up the pencils a little bit more for part one. So this is part one, doing the pencil layouts until we get to the next step, which is bringing about shaping, and then of course going into the monochromatic underpainting, and then get to the chalk pastel artwork to add the lighting and the effects. And we're going to also use a little bit of colored pencil because we're going to do some sharp edges for some of the outfit. And then we're also going to be using a little bit of probably acrylic to kind of do the plasticky look or metallics, to kind of get those in there. So it's a mixed media piece, and this is just a technique that was taught to me in college, and I really enjoyed it. My work came out looking really nice off that type of technique. So let's get to it and let's tighten up these pencils. So first off, we're gonna start off with it's Wolverine. So we're gonna go ahead and start at the top and get his head gear going. And I'm using I think it's a 2B pencil holder, like lead. The pencil holder is more of like a drafting pencil, and I like these because you can change the type of sizes of your sharpened pencil lead, and so you can get really detailed or you can get really broad, and you can fill in a lot more space with your pencil. And I like 2B because it's just a lot smoother, it's darker, and you can see what you're drawing and how it works out. So let's keep on doing this, and we're gonna put in his mask and the shape of his nose all the way down. Then we're gonna go ahead and do the top part. There you go. You just got to be real careful with these pencil leads because they will break pretty easy. So if you're heavy-handed like I am, it's gonna definitely break. And I go through that all the time, so that's the only problem. And paying for new leads, they're not that cheap, so that's the only thing too. So if you listen to and watch a lot of tutorials in art on YouTube, let me see if I can remember their names. Mark Crilly is very good. I love Mark Crilly. Like, seems like a super nice guy. Has some great tutorials. So check him out on YouTube and subscribe to his channel, because it's really, really good. And then another one, I think it's his name is Matt Bush. He also did this how to draw Star Wars stuff. Those series of videos, and those are like mixed media, but he does more traditional airbrushing than he does, acrylics and stuff like that. But his work is like very realistic. He uses references, which I suggest. Just look up, try to find references of real life people and lighting and real life studies will definitely help your work, and how to get color to match those, and that'll help your piece of art a lot. So that's always helpful. And so Matt Bush, I'm pretty sure it's Matt Bush. Just look up how to draw Star Wars, or you can learn Star Wars too, or learn how to draw Star Wars. So it's been a long time since I've seen any of his videos. But anyway, so we got the shape of the head coming in, and so the mask part we have put in there, and we're gonna go with the eyes now. And we kind of want to give a little bit of a squint, but we want it to definitely be pronounced enough so that we can paint inside of it. And that's a definite thing to do. Don't worry about little details like shading with the pencil. Just do the pencil drawing and sketch first and lay it out, and then we'll show you some how to use tracing paper over this, and then you can do a study of the where your lighting source is coming from. So we're gonna put tracing paper right over this, and then we're gonna shade over that with the tracing paper to know where our lighting source is and where our shadows are gonna be. So when we get to the monochromatic painting, we can structure it to where the shadows are going to be and what colors are going to be here. So you want to go dark, because when you get to the chalk pastel and it goes over that gouache paint, it's going to just highlight. You're just going to use highlights using the pastels and then create effects. You're going to also use colored pencil before you even get to the monochromatic painting to do the edges. That way you don't have any bleed, and it keeps everything intact. So whatever colored pencil color you use should match the monochromatic colors that you paint, and that way there's no deviation from and change in the color scheme of the underpainting. And then you can go into the chalk pastel, and you're going to have a lot of fun with that experimentation. But continuing on to finish up a Wolvie's kind of he's kind of like he loves his cigars, and we're gonna put that in there with his teeth gritting, and we're just gonna put in some indentations of the teeth, and his kind of like scowly kind of heavy strong kind of structure of his mouth and jaw and everything, and you just want to have all those things put in there where those lines would be, and of course his cigar. So we're just having the outlines of everything before we even get to doing the using the colored pencil and then the gouache paint. So we just want to put in the things where they should be, and obviously we're coming along pretty fast. So here we go. We're gonna do his shoulder pads. I went off a little bit off my border, which is gonna be like about that wide. And the reason why I'm putting his shoulder pads a little bit off is to kind of break up the border and make it a little bit more like stylized and stuff like that. I'm thinking of kind of like doing something like where he has his arm up to holding his claws, or he snicked them out, So if you know Wolverine, like that old comics were snicked, and it was just a little funny thing. I'm like, okay, so we're gonna put in his shoulder on this side, but we're gonna have his other hand. We're gonna put this border right here. We want to have a border so that way when it's like in framing, it's gonna be easier to set up if you want to frame it, and you're gonna have a little bit nicer piece. So this is what we're doing, and this is just step one, and then we're gonna get into the colored pencil part in another part, and we're just kind of giving you a glimpse of what I plan on doing with the mixed media, and then of course comic book stuff. We're gonna do some more realistic stuff too, and here I'm just gonna kind of shape in his fist and put his claws in. So we're gonna do that, and you don't have to be detailed. You just want to get in there and make sure that you just get all the parts to the drawing in, and then you can start going in with more more flair with the paint and the colored pencil first, and then of course once you get to the chalk pastel, you're gonna see the big highlight stuff that's gonna really set it off, and you're gonna like really enjoy having fun doing it, because it just soft pastel, if you want to use new pastel, that's fine. The Prisma pastels are nice. I use Rembrandt's, very expensive though. So if you want to go cheaper, go with the Prisma color pastels. Those are a lot cheaper. And I'm not being super detailed right now. I'm just trying to get an idea of where everything is going to be. And then we do a little bit more detailed work. And so we have the shape of the fist right here. And then when we're done laying it out, I don't know if I want to make this the, yellow and blue, or do I want to make it the brown and yellow, yellow and brown, or do I want to make it the dark X-Men outfit where it's the gray and black and blue, or so we'll figure that out when we get to the actual painting part. At the moment, this is our layout, and we want to make sure that everything is structured in so we can begin painting in everything using the colored pencils and using the paint, and then of course getting to a finished product, which we hope will come out just right. And because I'm not saying I'm that great, so that's it. So I hope you can see that, and we're gonna be fixing the line work. So we'll be using a kneaded eraser. That's the stretchy, you roll it up and erase things and clean it up. And so when I'm done with that, we'll have a clean pencil version of this, and then we can begin the process of adding in color, pencil, and then the gouache paints. So once we do that, then we can move forward with the pastels. And if we need to, we might use acrylic. And that's it. So there you go. That was really quick. So hopefully this helps so far. And then we'll get to the actual meat of it. And that's when we put the colors in. So have a good day. Have a good weekend. Have a good week. And let's experiment with this. And we can get some nice artworks done. And especially if you have a love for superheroes and comic books, you can go ahead and start doing those things with this experimentation. And then we're gonna go into like doing more stuff like this. This is oil on hard Bristol, like a 4-ply. So Joker, Harley Quinn will be finished someday. And then while I do some of this stuff and explain what I'm doing, I'm gonna bring up like movie stuff or video games. I've been playing a lot PUBG, StarCraft 2, Apex Legends just dropped, so I tried that out. Also got Battlefield 5. We got like Overwatch. I still undefeated in my placements, so I'm hoping my rank will go up, and we'll talk about that too. All right, have a good day.